Hey, I'm Rev, and today we're going to be going over the Celarus deck, or as I will continue to call it, the blue deck. Um, this deck is very polarizing. My takes on it might not be super popular with some of you, but I'm going to give my honest rating from S to F on each card in the deck. Again, this is just my opinion, small disclaimer. I'm a reasonably high rated player in this game, but I do not know everything about the game yet, nor will I ever. But hopefully that this can start a discourse on the deck itself in the comment section if you so choose. I'm happy to answer any questions, take any feedback, and maybe listen to some of your arguments for whether you like or dislike some of the cards. Alright, let's jump into the patron power. This patron power is okay. It's probably a C, maybe C minus, something like that. Upon activation, you place one of your opponent's active agents into their cooldown pile. Cost 4 coin. It's not terrible because usually, in most of the games that I've played with Celarus on the table, this does have some application. It's not always dead. And when you do activate it, you generally hold the activation. You hold the patron power. In my case, it's mainly because I don't really play agents very much, so they never have the opportunity to take the patron power back. But in a lot of cases, this may end up giving you a little bit of leeway into trying to get to the patron win. Again, patron winning is very difficult in this game. Something that might be worked on in the future, I imagine, from a developer standpoint. But in general, the patron power is okay. It's a C, C minus, something like that. Let's jump into the cards. Augur's Council. It is a contract, which means that it does not stay in your deck. Costs 3 gold. Has toss. Toss is a very common mechanic for the blue deck. Basically, it's toss X, in this case 3. You will look at the top 3 cards of your library, and you can put any of them into the library, your deck. You can put any of them into your cooldown pile. Toss is a very interesting mechanic. It is very good against certain decks. It's very good against Orange, the Khajiit deck. It's very good in combination with the purple deck, as you can get to your Duke of Crows cards quicker. Also sets up very good green combos. Can set up maybe hitting your rally more often in red. Toss is a very unique mechanic. I'm not a huge fan of Toss in general. I think that the cards that Toss is on are generally weak. But if you are trying to set up combo turns and you have the time to do it, then it can be a strong mechanic. In this case, it does have a combo 2, which is gain 2 power for Augur's Council, which is relatively good. These blue cards, in general, get better the more blue cards that you have in your deck. The problem is that the more blue cards you have in your deck, the more bricks you have in your deck. The more cards that you are generally going to be trying to toss. At least in my experience. Let's jump into Sephora's Insight. It is an upgraded card of another card that we'll see later on. Remove 2 cards from the tavern. That effect is very strong in some cases. Or toss. It has toss 3. And for combo 2, this combo 2 is a little bit better, as it does stay in your deck, and it's a combo 2 gain 3 power. This card is a C. Like it's probably not even a C. It is more like a D on second thought. It doesn't draw a card. It tosses, which is okay, but you need another blue card in your hand in order to activate the power 3, which again, the more blue cards in your deck, the more bricks you have, the more that you're not comboing with the other colors. So Supporter's Insight is not a card that I generally pick. It is generally something that I leave on the board, on the tavern board. I think that the strongest aspect of the blue deck, which this is a hot take, all right, and I've said it in a video that I made the other day with Balance. The blue deck's main strong point is having cards on the tavern board that nobody wants to take. And if you have blue cards in your deck, you have something like Supporter's Insight, you can get rid of them at your whim to get to the more powerful cards. I think that's generally the strongest aspect of blue. You can clog up the tavern board, leave a whole bunch of cards that your opponent does not want because they do not want blue cards in their deck, or you make them buy the blue cards and they just sit in their deck and they're like, oh, I guess I have a toss 2 for some reason. But Supporter's Insight is a D. Mainland Inquiries, fine. All of these cards are fine. The base cards, there's nothing really bad about any of them. Prescience. Now, there's an upgraded called Prophecy, which is much better just because it adds 1 additional coin to it. Prescience is a D. I do not take this card. It's okay if you need to take it, as you can remove 2 cards from the tavern, gain 2 coin. Again, this is a little expensive for 4 coins, for 4 gold. So I generally stay away from Prescience, but I do buy Prophecy. Prophecy is gain 3 coin. That 1 additional coin is very useful. Prophecy I'd rate as a B card. Psijic Apprentice and Psijic Relic Master are generally the same card, although the Relic Master gains a coin in addition to tossing 4. So the 6 gold is the barrier for entry here. You compare this to any other 6 gold agent or card in the game, generally they're better than Psijic Apprentice. Yes, you can sack it to Halalu for 5. Toss 4, gain 5 power is not bad. It's not terrible. Still, on its own, this is a D. It's not very good. I do not take this card very often. I try not to take this card ever. So, the Relic Master is like a D+, just because you gain a coin with the activation. Psijic Insight. It's an action. It costs 5 gold. It's got toss 3. And you can remove 2 cards from the tavern with a combo 2, gain 2 power. This is not great for 5 gold. This is not Armory for red. This is like on par with Shahai Summoning as an F. Like, it's just not good for 5. Sage Council, another contract, which means it does not stay in your deck. It is a toss 3 with the power gain of 2. It is the original version of Augur's Council. So whatever I gave Augur's Council minus 1. Like, it's not great. It's fine. Alright, Scrying Globe is actually playable. There are points where I have taken Scrying Globe early. The toss 2 is okay. The gain 2 coin. Not a lot of cards in blue gain 2 coin. Actually, I think this is the only one apart from Prophecy and Prescience that gain coin. So, kind of a decent effect for blue. This is a B-, maybe a C+, somewhere around there. It is playable. It is buyable. Let's jump into the best card in blue, though. The Dreaming Cave. It is a draw 1 card, always a good effect. Toss 4. Pretty good when you get to draw a card first and then set up your plays for the rest of the turn. And then the irrelevant combo 2, gain 2 power. So this card is a buy on sight in most cases. Yes, there are other 6s that are more powerful. Yes, there are other cards that I will take over it, like an Armory or a number of Duke of Crows cards if I'm already in purple. There are a number of cards that I take over Dreaming Cave, but this is a B+, A- type of card. I'd go with A-. It is very good for what it does. Very good with Duke of Crow cards as you set up your purple combos. Very good in any combo-oriented deck. Setting up your deck with the Dreaming Cave is very good. And then let's get to a card that is very, very bad. Toss 2, remove 1 card from the tavern. Combo 2, gain 2 coins. So there is another card that gains 2 coin in blue. It's irrelevant. This is an F. This is possibly the worst card in the game. Time Mastery is a card that I will never, ever put in my deck. So, let me know what you think of the blue deck review. Again, the Dreaming Cave, very good. Most of these cards, not so good. But the blue deck does play a role in the game. It is very good with certain strategies. It is very good against orange. It is very good with purple. Other than that, I generally not take this color. It can be good with the Red Eagle deck in certain situations if you're not able to thin fully and you're trying to get your 4-drop black card to combo. Other than that, I'm not a huge fan of the blue deck. It has grown on me significantly since the start of the game, though. I would have originally called this an F tier deck. Now I'm leaning more toward the C- to D+, probably D+ rating for the deck overall. Anyway, let me know what you think. My name is Rev. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.